Today on Don't Bet the House, the number one mistake people make when trying to flip their first house.
Who's watching
This
this?
is a little Rockwell, right?
It is a little Rockwell.
Rockwell, he's doing well. I've heard good things about Rockwell.
Yeah.
Welcome to episode 9 of Don't Bet the House. I'm Money Mike, and I'm here with our real estate professionals, Luke Laser. How are you?
Great, Mike.
Brendon Harper, who's Gator sometimes he's not.
I'm professional Brendon today.
Professional Brendon?
Yes, sir. I got to show houses after this, so.
That's a good thing.
Yes.
That's a good thing.
Yes.
Again, we work at Remax State Line, and we can help you with any kind of real estate need you have. And we're going to start right off with that real estate question. We all are involved in flipping houses. You've been involved for a really long time. So I'm going to start by asking you this. What is the number one mistake people make when buying their first flip house?
First of all, Mike, I got to give a shout out to my daughter Grayson because she said I had to, or I'd be making a mistake.
A good dad. Good
Grayson.
dads are also good salesmen.
Absolutely. But the first mistake I think that everybody makes is I think that people get emotionally involved in it, and they buy a house they probably shouldn't be buying, or they pay way too much for it. And I personally have done that before. When I first got into it, I'll make these numbers work. I'll make these numbers work. Funny story. We all three of us flipped the house over there on Neiman that we continue to talk about, and we bought that house 6 months ago when the market was booming, and then all of a sudden the market drops a lot. Luckily enough, we still purchased it right. We cut enough, I don't want to say cut enough corners because that's not what I want to say, but we got the budget right and we did the right things to it. We still made a little bit of money. But I would say that's the number one mistake that everybody makes is they buy a house and they always think, oh, I can make these numbers work.
Basically, they fall in love with the property.
I just think
rationally.
they get emotionally bought into it. And I think that we all do that. I think that whenever anybody buys anything, you kind of get that emotional into it, and you're just like, oh my God, I could do so many things to this house. And so for me, I think that's probably the biggest mistake people make is, they make something work that really doesn't work. You got to buy it right.
I completely agree with you. Buying a house and spending too much money on the front end, it forces you to, cut corners when those corners can't be cut. And a lot of times what happens is investors get into it, they spend too much money up front, and now they want their contractor to cut his price. And that's where people make the mistake is they think that, oh, the contractor is costing me way too much money. You want to pay your contractors well. You want to pay them what they're worth.
Crucial part of the equation.
Yeah, you don't want to shortchange your contractor. And so if you get yourself in a situation where you pay too much for it on the front end, and then you got to ask your contractor to make sacrifices, they're not going to want to do the work for you. And then when you call them for the next one, they're going to be like, oh man, this guy's calling again. All he's going to want me to do is take a bath on this just so he can make a little money or she can make a little money, And so buying it right to start your project sets you up for success down the line. And especially in today's market right now, having sage advice from experienced investors, experienced advisors that can help guide you through it is more crucial than ever.
And to kind of piggyback up what you talk about with the contractor is, that is one thing that we obviously always get is who's your contractor, because we have a couple different ones that are very good, and that, we always take care of them no matter what. If I'm cutting a little bit of cost, it's definitely not on the contractor. And I think that, we talk about what the number one mistake is, but, we could talk about this all day. I love this topic. And I think that it's a very common topic. Everybody watches TV. Everybody, everybody thinks they know everything about flipping it. Yeah. And I think the number two mistake most people make is they sit in there and they pick out the finishes of the houses if they're going to live there. And sometimes it just doesn't matter. I mean, you're not going to live there. Generally when you're flipping a house, it's something, you're kind of doing it for maybe a first time home buyer or somebody like that. They want the nice finishes, but like I recently did one and we spent $22,000 on foundation work. I posted all over my Facebook, my Instagram about it because, most people don't do that stuff. They go and they put all the pretty finishes, which is great, but that doesn't help the house out. You're giving somebody something that, you really shouldn't.
The nuts and bolts of the house, far more important.
Absolutely.
You got to make sure that it's structurally sound before you do anything else. And that's one thing that I know we pride ourselves on is when we buy a house and we're turning it over to a new buyer where we've done all the work to fix it up, we want to make sure that it's a good quality investment for that buyer so that they're not having problems down the line. We want to make sure the roof's good. We want to make sure that the foundation's in good shape, the plumbing's in good shape. And that's how you create, repeat business, is by providing quality housing, for people that they can live in it for the next, 10, 20 years, and have minimal problems.
And I think that just goes back to the emotion thing also. I mean, people need to take a step back and look at this practically, and sometimes it's difficult to do, but that can go from when you're buying the house to the entire process through the house. Step back and really have to see, is this worth it?
Speaking of buying a house, Mike, first of all, smash the like button, subscribe. You can hear more about this. But second of all, we've helped a lot of people out in this business as far as, they're in a situation where they have a house, or maybe a family member has a house that they want to get rid of. A lot of those people, they're just, they don't want the hassle behind it. Sometimes they're in emotional distress over maybe it's a loved one that might have passed away, or, the house is, very dirty. They lived a way that, a lot of people are not proud of, and they feel like they're being judged. So we come in and we, obviously help them out. We give them the right amount of money for the house, but we also just kind of take care of them on the back end and make sure that, we will, if we find something in here that, maybe means something to you of value, we'll give it back to you. Or, we'll wait till you get what you want out of this house, and, we'll take care of the rest. And I just think that, I think that that's important for people, when we talk about flipping houses, is obviously we're all here to, get business and take care of people, but that's one way you do it is, you help them, you emotionally support them throughout the process.
Yeah, we're able to provide convenience for people. We're able to make a situation as hassle-free as possible, whether that's, people leaving all their, the junk behind, where we do the clean out, providing an opportunity for somebody to make some money off of it, and they don't have to worry about getting it market ready, or they don't have to worry about cleaning the house out, or, they don't have to worry about the stress of, managing showings and that kind of stuff. We're able to provide convenience for them to make the process as simple and easy as possible.
And I think that's a really good point. We really do try to make this as easy as possible. But unlike, you see a lot of these people on TV, there's a lot of ads going around for We Buy Ugly Houses, things like that. One difference with us is we're going to give you fair market value for your house. And I think if you were to look and compare us to them, you're going to see that they're going to pay quite a bit less. So if you do know some off-market property, if you know somebody in this situation, please reach out to us. don'tbetthehouse@gmail.com. You can also make a comment on here. We'll give you some information where you can also reach out to us either by phone or email or however. So I think at that point, we probably want to move into talking a little bit about the Chiefs game, because we were all there on Sunday. It took us a few days to recover.
I think we got some live footage of that we're getting ready to show them. No judgment here. We had a good time. We work hard, man. We play hard, and every once in a while you have to let go and enjoy yourself. And I think that we all three enjoy Chiefs games, and so I'm sure that they're going to post a little bit of us. I don't think you could hear me, Mike.
I think I'd had a few drinks. Maybe I think I had 2 that day.
Yeah,
But yeah, well,
2,
let's
yeah.
take a look at that. It's a little clip from Arrowhead. Hey, it's Funny Mike. We're in the house of Arrowhead, and these guys have been on Tennessee and they won. I've been on the Chiefs and I won. It was what a game, unbelievable. The Holtz took the thing. What do you think, Brendon?
Hey, only bet the house when you work with Mike.
Okay, I don't know what he just said, but what do you got?
Hey, go Chiefs.
Go Chiefs! Go Chiefs! Don't bet the house. Okay, so
You guys.
I didn't even remember that as well as I could. But it was a fun night. A good win for the Chiefs too.
A great win for the Chiefs. I think that every Monday morning, Tuesday morning, whatever game it is, I have a lot of conversations. You and I have conversations, and everybody just thinks the Chiefs should just blow people out by 70 points. And there's a reason, the Bills got beat by the Jets. There's a lot of good teams out there. I think that, the NFL has done a very good job about, kind of evening the playing field for everybody. And
For sure.
I just think that, the Titans are tough. They obviously, Derrick Henry is a horse. He ran the ball well. They controlled the clock. They made a few mistakes, but up until 4 minutes to go roughly, we were down by 8 points.
8 points, yeah.
And it's just, you know, when people are kind of, you know, we didn't look our best, but that's what good teams do, is you find a way to win. I mean, any given Sunday. And that's what, you know, we found a way to win.
Yeah.
You know, we're incredibly spoiled that we have Pat
true.
Mahomes as our quarterback. You know, we were talking, you know, towards the end of that fourth quarter, you know, Mahomes, you know, he looked a little tired, he was a little inaccurate, and we were, you know, talking about, man, they need to call a timeout, give him a rest. Heck, he threw the ball 68 times.
That's
of
insane.
course he was
That's
tired.
insane. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you know, it's a, you know, a testament to how spoiled we are that we can complain about, you know, a guy being inaccurate, and he
Yeah.
threw for 446 yards
And we're
and
beating
rushed.
the team that just won 5 in a row. It's
Yeah.
not like this is a bottom feeder in the NFL too. So
Well, and the thing about it is, you know, nobody else in the NFL wins that game. There's no other quarterback that comes back and wins that game with that kind of load on their shoulders. And it just is a testament that, you know, in my opinion, I think that game put Mahomes at the top of the MVP race, you know, ahead of, you know, especially with what Allen did that, you know, last week, you know, losing to the Jets. I just think nobody else in the league wins that game.
No, I agree, and I think the thing about it is everybody always wants to talk about Mahomes, and Mahomes obviously he won the game with his legs. But one thing that I think that never gets, I'm not going to say never gets credit, but doesn't get credit a lot. At the right situations, our defense steps up.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what? We talked about, you know, as hard and as big as Henry was. You think about tackling that guy. I mean, he's running full speed at your arm and he's hitting it. I mean, after a while, that hurts. I don't care how big and strong
I
you
just
are.
flat get out of the way. I would, not that I could slow him down anyway, but I would just olay. There you go.
But I just think that, you know, our defense, they stepped up again.
The
And
the last 10 possessions of the game, I read the Titans had 7 total yards.
Yeah.
Oh, I believe it.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
So yeah, hats off to the Chiefs defense. And we talked about the Bills losing, and that actually in our betting segment cost us a couple of wins here. We were 6-3-1 against the spread still last week, even with Brendon's bad beat. What happened to you there?
Man, so it's funny, you know, you think about the point spread in the NFL or any sports, how close Vegas is on those things. I mean, so I went out there in my bets last week. I took the Dolphins over the Bears. That was, to me, the Dolphins won by 3 points. The spread was 4. I mean, literally, they're within 1 point. They knew something, and it's just like Dolphins they put up a lot of points.
Yeah.
And, you know, you're talking 1 point. And so, you know, to me, the other games, you know, I did all right on the Vikings game. You know, took the Titans. Obviously, that one worked out for me. But the bad beat was definitely the Dolphins, man. 3 points.
Yeah, that's
You
tough. Because that's tough if you're hitting a big one if that happens.
Yeah,
And it's,
absolutely.
you
It was.
know.
It cost me about. You know, I think I put down $50. I would have won about $600. So.
Yeah.
You know, I ran
That's
the noodles
neat.
this week.
That's right. And Luke, into your picks first. I did hear you say you've sworn off betting on the Tennessee Volunteers anymore.
Well, you know, I've learned from my past mistakes that, you know, there's 2 teams that I have zero feel for. The Volunteers are one of them, and the Texas Longhorns are the other. So I've written both of them off. I can't bet on either one of them. But this week, you know, speaking of the Dolphins are minus 3.5. Browns are coming to town. I like the Dolphins in that one. The Browns so far on the road this year have scored 26 points. They've scored 20 points, and they scored 20 points in their third road game. The Dolphins in their last 2 have scored 31 and 35. I think the Dolphins, they have their offense is really getting clicking with Tua and then Waddle, and then I think Tyreek Hill is on a mission for 2,000 receiving yards this year.
He's
I
on
like their
pace
offense.
for the all-time record, right?
Yep. And so I like the Dolphins minus 3.5 this week.
It's a good pick. Just quickly on Tyreek Hill, I heard Travis Kelce this week talking about how he just wanted to move out of Kansas City because he felt like he was being overshadowed by the offense as a whole. And I think that does make some sense. I think he's got a place now where he is the man there, and it's probably really separating. What Kelce said is by far the number 1 receiver in the NFL. We asked that question last week. Well, Kelce answered it for us. So it's a testament to him and how good he is. It's a testament to Mahomes and the Chiefs' offense, how good we've continued to be. With that, your picks.
Mike, I've been struggling a little bit with these picks. You know, I've tried a little bit of everything. You know, win a little bit. You know, and last year you and I did so well that we were kind of spoiled. And so this week I'm going to try to go a little different. You know, I continue to parlay. I love the parlays. I'm kind of a win all or win nothing type of a guy. So this week I actually parlayed 4 teams. I took Houston. I took them on the under. I took the Cowboys and Green Bay, 43 points. I took them on the under. The Chiefs and Jags are 50.5 points. And I just think after last week's game, I'm actually taking the under on that. You know, that was a tough game. And I just think that, you know, the offense is going to be a little bit slower this week. Now it's one of those things whenever Seattle and the Jags played, you know, it was like 40 points, and I took the under on that, just thinking and they scored like 70.
Yeah,
so
but that surprised me too.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody knew Geno Smith was going to be what he hit.
No.
So.
And then actually I took the over on Seattle and Tampa Bay. So that was 44.5 points on that one. So I still, no matter what, I keep having this thing every week that Tom Brady and the boys are going to fix it.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to happen, but
I don't know.
see.
I mean, I think Tom Brady's down to like 125 pounds now.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he gets hit once, he might just break.
Absolutely. What do you got for us this week?
Give us your loser this week, Mike.
My loser, well, I hope Brendon and I are both on the same pick this week because I really like that Chiefs Jaguars under the total. I think Chiefs defense is really starting to pick it up. They've got one of the youngest defenses in the league. The Jaguars have a really good defense. They've got a couple guys that teams are interested in trading for. And the fact that Jaguars didn't trade anybody, in fact, they went out and picked up the Atlanta receiver. Help me out here.
Not Calvin Ridley.
Calvin Ridley.
Oh, yeah.
They picked up Calvin Ridley.
He's
Thank you.
suspended all year, right?
Thank you. He's
Yeah.
suspended.
Yeah.
Right, but the fact they went out and picked him up tells me they think they're close. They think they're a year away from really contending.
Yeah.
They've been in every game this year. Every single game they've been within 8 points. They went to Philadelphia and were right there in the game in the fourth quarter. I think this is a knockdown drag out too. They like to run the ball a lot. I think it'll be a possession oriented game. I think it'll go under the total.
Yeah, I mean,
It's my pick of the week.
50.5 is a lot of points.
That is a lot of points.
That's a lot of points. Well, with that, we always have to go to GambleRx next. Jackson Brett with his pick of the week.
Back in the lab. One bet only. Minnesota Vikings plus 3.5. There's a caveat here. If Josh Allen decides to play with that UCL injury, cash out.
Okay, as always, interesting to see what GambleRx has to say. And he picks different sports every week. We've had cricket, we've had World Series, we've had football, we've had I don't even know. I think he had Ivy League football one week.
Yeah.
We haven't had Flip Cup.
So-
Maybe he'll pick
Flip Cup.
There has to be professional Flip Cup
Yeah.
or bags or something.
Somewhere
yeah.
there probably is a line for that out there, so that's probably true. As we move on and almost wrap up the show here, let's want to start with Luke here. You got an interesting listing that you wanted to talk about.
Well, our office has a new development that is going up. It's 135th and Row. It's called the Residence at Parkway Plaza, and these are top of the line luxury condos that are being built as we speak. They're actually just breaking ground right now. These are going to be incredibly, luxury that are available. They're going to be finished the fall of 2023. There's a total of 11 of them. They've already sold 6 of them.
Oh wow!
They're one bedroom. There's 1 bedrooms available all the way up to 5 bedrooms available.
What kind of price point we talking
They
about?
start at 1.3 million and go up from there. And so they're going to be really cool. If you want any more information on that, you can head over to our Facebook page at Don't Bet the House on Facebook, and we'll post some more information.
And I think our office has one of the exclusive listings on it, doesn't
Yeah.
it? I think that
Yep.
is. So we can really give you some nice support there if you're looking for something like that. Probably need to win a little bit of money for us to do it. I would. So hopefully
Absolutely.
the Chiefs come through. Wrapping up here, we're going to ask if you would share our video on Facebook. We're going to give away a $50 gift card to Quick Trip.
$50 gift card to Quick Trip. All you got to do is share our video on Facebook. And how it's going to work is next week, whether we do it on Thursday or Friday, we're going to put everybody that shares, we're going to put you in a drawing. It's automated through Facebook. They go and they spin it up, and somebody's going to win. All you got to do is we'll find out who you are. You can send us your information, and we're going to send you a $50 gas card. It's just easy to do. Obviously, in life, if you don't ask for the business, you're not going to get the business. So we're looking for the likes and the subscribes out here, and we're just trying to, help promote ourselves. This is obviously fun to us, guys. I mean, we enjoy coming out here and do it. At the end of the day, we're just trying to get in front of people. So, we're just, at this point in time, it's a mission to see how many people we can get to subscribe, how many likes we can get, and, actually give some valuable information.
I like it. As expensive as gas is, there you go. I mean, that's a full tank.
You cannot play, okay? This doesn't count for you guys.
Mike, you're out of
I'll
the
be
draw.
sharing it with a different name, but okay, that's all right. That's going to do it for today's show. Remember, you can like, comment, or subscribe, but whatever you do, don't bet the house.